Hello, everybody. My name is Logan298, and welcome to Let's Talk About That. Number one, this episode, not having a dad. Now, this is going to be a new series that I'm starting. It's not going to be like a viewer's comment where you comment, what would you do if, no, it's nothing like that. You could ask me to talk about Trump. You guys cannot ask me to talk about, what it's like living where I do. Stuff like that. You guys can ask me anything that you guys want. Nothing personal, like nothing like where do I live? What's my phone number? I don't have a phone, so don't ask that question. Just don't ask me anything portraying to that. This isn't that, private. It happened. So, a little background story. Yes, my dad is dead. He died on June 10th, 2018. So that's last year. And I can remember the exact day. So I woke up, okay, I was sleeping in my room, and I remember waking up and I'm like, okay. And I remember hearing my mom crying, but sometimes her cry sounds like a laugh, like the like that. It's that sort of cry sometimes whenever she's really sad. And I remember hearing that and I'm like, oh, she's probably on a phone with one of her friends, like, oh, whatever. So I got up. And what would have happened if it was just a normal day? I would have just gotten myself some water and gone straight back to bed. But that wasn't the case in this incident. It was like 7 in the morning, and I went out into the hall, and I see her standing by our small couch, which is right behind you guys. Um, and she said, I don't know if he's dead or alive. Now, whenever she said that, I don't know. I didn't know what she was talking about. I don't know who she was talking about. Could have been like some sort of person had died in our backyard. Something could have happened. I didn't think of my dad straight away. Um, Now, the one thing that I do remember noticing is my dad's lunchbox was on the table. Now, my dad, he would have gone to work at around 5 that morning. So, like, I'm like, oh, maybe he forgot it. Then I checked inside of it. It was already packed. There was a little bit of fruit. There was a little bit of leftovers that we had the night before. There was just like, there was lunch that he would normally eat at his work. And I, like, okay, like, this is normal for him. Like, okay, why would he leave it? And then I noticed right next to it there was his ID for his work sitting on the kitchen counter. So then I ran outside and noticed my dad's car was still in the driveway. And that's whenever it finally clicked that my dad was just gone. He was just gone. Out of this world, nothing. And yeah, I remember immediately running inside and waking up my sister and her half-year-old child. And she didn't believe me at first, but then whenever she saw the officers coming into our house and people in the backyard, she realized that it was true. So, what it's like not having a dad around. One, it's very, very lonely. Very. Sometimes I feel like I can't really talk about how I feel like with my life like towards another male figure. Now, I know that most of you, or not most of you, some of you are girls on this channel, so I won't be going into detail about it. But, it's hard not having a man around to be able to talk to about all the problems of becoming a man. Now, yes, I do have a little brother, but he's a little brother. Like, I can't really talk to him about this. Now, whenever he gets older and he starts having those things, I can discuss it with him because I'm here for him and stuff like that. But me, I don't really have anybody. Yes, I have my uncles, but I've always seen them as uncles, not father figures and stuff like that. Now, I love my uncles through and through, but I've just never seen them as father figures. I've always seen them as loving uncles, fun uncles, stuff like that. And it's just whenever I remember one of my uncles, he tried to take on that role of my father, like, not, stuff like that, but he tried to just, like, treat me disciplined and stuff like that, but like most of it I already knew and I wasn't breaking any of the rules. And he was trying to teach me all this stuff, but I already knew it from my actual dad. And I didn't want to be rude and just stop him mid sentence because, stuff like that. I wanted to let him seem like he was doing a good job. Afterwards, I did tell him that I already learned all this stuff. Another way that I feel about not having a dad is kids. They can be really cruel. I remember at the beginning of the year at my school, I was brutally bullied for not having a dad. I only told one person, and that person decided to just go off and tell all of eighth grade that my dad was just gone. And from that moment forward, people bullied me for not having a dad. They would make fun of me. They would make fun of my dad for doing what he did. If you guys are wondering how he died, he committed suicide. But he but they were just bullying me constantly, and it was a very dark place to be. Now, another way that I feel is that, you know, I miss hanging out with him. What we would do is sometimes, like Saturday mornings, or we would start on Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and end with Force Awakens. Now, this was before The Last Jedi came out, of course, but we would end with Force Awakens. And I remember it was just so good, like, just being there with him, uh, and stuff like that. Now, and like we would hang out all the time. We would just do a bunch of things and stuff like that. Like it would be like awesome. I loved hanging out with him. I loved watching movies with him. And I don't feel like I would be who I am today without him. Uh, but I have to say this, guys. Now, it depends on who you are and where you came from and stuff like that. But love your family, love your dads, because you don't know. You have no idea. Like, whenever they decide to do what my dad did, just boom, you don't know. Like, or like I'm Christian, or God decides to take him out of your life, and you don't know. So, I urge all of my subscribers to go out, and I urge you guys to like spend as much time as you can with your family, because you don't know whenever they could just be gone. You don't know. So yeah, that was Let's Talk About That, episode 1. So I hope that you guys did enjoy BXing to each other, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.